You are already like leaving comments galore. That's crazy. So, good to see you. What's up, everybody? So, got 4 things that I want to talk to you guys about. Also gonna answer some questions, of course, live Q&A. But I want to hit on the 4 main things that are probably holding your handles back that you probably don't realize. If you guys didn't check out my video though, the be the best ball handler in the world video, I uploaded it like 2-3 days ago. I think it was on Thursday. I can't remember. It was like 2 or 3 days ago though. Check that video. That's gonna like cover like a lot of the main things you have to make sure you have. But in this video, I want to cover like the 4 things that like a lot of you guys are probably missing that you don't even think about, don't realize. So it's kind of like a complimentary video to that video. So if you haven't checked that one out, check it out. This is gonna help kind of complement that one. Love your vids. Thanks, Richard R. I appreciate that. What's up, Askat Patel? I probably messed your name up. Get handles could cross anybody. Thanks, appreciate that, Gamer Ella. So yeah, good to see you guys. I love getting on these live chats with you guys. I need to do this more often. After I did the last one, I realized, like, man, I need to get on with you guys. It's just fun to hang out with you guys. So first thing though, I want to talk about as far as that you're probably holding your handles back that you're not thinking about is your grip. And I kind of talked about that in a little bit in the how to be the best ball handler in the world video that came out, like I said, 3-4 days ago. The thumbnail says building the ultimate handle. So if you guys haven't checked that video out, make sure you do. But your grip is huge. Not just for your dribbling though. Every single thing you do with with your game, whether we're talking about passing on offense, rebounding, catching the basketball, shooting, everything, your layups, all that's going to be affected by how well you can grip the basketball. So one of the things you want to really focus on is working on some grip drills. Now, I have a video called How to Palm a Basketball. You'll probably want to check that one out. That'll really help with your handles. But every time you guys have the basketball come in your hand, every time you dribble, the second it touches your hands, try to grip it. I've heard some people say to let the ball slide in your hands. That's nonsense. Don't listen to that. Because if you think about it, every time you dribble the basketball, if you don't have a good grip on it, now you have to take that second to get a good grip on it, to control it and push it in the direction you want to push it, right? So make sure every time the millisecond, like you feel that basketball touch your hands, that you're gripping it with your fingertips. I don't mind if your palm touches the ball, but make sure your fingertips are touching it and that you're controlling it with those fingertips. That'll make everything you do quicker, more controlled, more precise, and you'll give yourself a lot more options as far as like if a defender comes in here to try to steal the basketball, boom, you can move it behind your back quick, things like that. So you got to make sure you have that in place. Number 2, your stance. So a lot of times when I'm doing camps and things like that, we're working with kids, this is one of the biggest things. Like, I almost always have to talk to the kids about either their feet are really narrow or their feet are like crazy wide. For the most part, you want your feet about shoulder width, a little bit more than shoulder width apart. So about shoulder width apart and then just a little bit out from that. Either that stance for your like more of your squat or athletic stance, and then for your more of like a lunge stance where one leg's more in front of the other, again, try to get your legs apart a little bit more. When you have your legs really tight and close together, it's hard to move side to side. You can't shift your shoulders and your hips side to side as much and lean into your fakes, because otherwise that puts you off balance unless you bring your feet apart more. Now you have a wider base so you can sway side to side, and that's how you really start selling your fakes. Like if some of you guys have been commenting on the video from the game footage I did the other day. Well, the reason I was able to get a lot of those guys shifting is because I move my hips and my chest. So when you do that, a good defender is taught by their coaches, or whether they're not taught by their coach or not, a lot of them subconsciously are doing this. They're going to follow your hips and your chest, because as that moves, that's where your body goes, right? So if you have your feet wider, now you can sway your hips and your chest more and sell those fakes more on top. But on top of that, it's going to free you up to move more quickly, which brings me to point number 3 that a lot of you guys are probably missing. That's probably holding your handles back, is your footwork and your movement. Now, this kind of ties in also with your stance. You want to switch up your stances. So that kind of ties in with your footwork, right? So you want to not always be in the same stance. You don't want to always be in a squat stance or always be in a lunge stance or always be like, in a what I call a split stance, which is kind of between the two. Sometimes you want to mix it up by coming a little more upright to put your defender to sleep, right? Make them think you might shoot, or make them think you're just chilling so you can blow by him. Also, at the same time, though, switching up from a squat to a lunge stance, those little things, those make a big difference. Gives your defender a different look, makes them adjust. Now, when your defender adjusts, you can take advantage of them, being off that little inch, and you can blow by them, right? So by switching your stances, that's going to help you guys a ton. But also, tying in with the footwork now, you can use like out jabs to get your defender to move. I see a lot of players, they can't get their defender to move or to get past them, right? And they're always like, coach, why aren't my moves working? It's because you're standing in one spot too much. You need to move your feet. You need to move around the court a little more. So now if the defender's moving with you, if they're off just that inch, you could start have that angle to get past them, right? But if you're not moving, your defender has no reason to move. So now you're not creating yourself any opportunities to get a shot off. You're not creating any opportunities to get past your defender, any of that. So a lot of you guys, like, you know, I always get comments, people saying, show me some more crazy moves, crazy crossovers, all that stuff. The crossovers and the behind the backs and all that, like, that's just, you guys got to change your mentality. That's just to bring the basketball along for the ride and keep it protected so the defender can't steal it. Like, I always tell players, like, when, you know, they talk about, like, a Kyrie highlight. Did you see that crazy move Kyrie did to get past the guy? He didn't use, it's not the dribble that really got him past him. The dribble kept the ball protected. It's his feet that gets him past the defender, right? So when you guys are thinking about your moves, also, you know, don't just think about between the legs, behind the back. Think about where your body's moving. Think about where your foot's moving so you can get that defender to shift one way to create that angle. At the end of the day, it's your feet that really fake out the defender, your feet that create separation for jump shots, and it's your feet that allow you to get past defenders. So try to keep moving when you're dribbling and using your feet to sell fakes, to move around the court, to make the defender adjust, and now you can take advantage of what they're doing. And then the last thing, and then I'm going to jump into a bunch of Q&A with you guys. I'm actually knocking this stuff out pretty quick. We're only 6 minutes in. But the last thing is execution details. Now, this is one thing I talked about in the Be the Best Ball Handler in the World video. Again, if you haven't checked it out, check it out, you guys. I talk about a lot of the main things that you need in there. And then one of the things I say is you have to work on your speed. A lot of times players, like, their moves aren't working because they're too slow. But I also have a lot of players that I work with where they are rushed. Okay, so there's a difference between fast and being and being rushed, right? You can be fast without being rushed, and you can be rushed and completely sloppy. So with execution details, some players, they're just trying to do things so fast that they just aren't, like, selling their fake, or their feet get all kind of in weird positions, or the ball movement looks all weird and it's not a convincing fake, or they're not executing a fake and really selling it with their hips and their chest because they're trying to rush the motions, and then all of a sudden everything's going all different directions and the defender's really not going to be sold on that fake when you do it that way. So for a lot of you guys, maybe if, you know, people say your moves look kind of awkward or they look rushed, it's probably because you just need to work on slowing down in your practice, taking things step by step, making sure you get your footwork right, selling the fake, leaning into it, all those little things. A lot of times I see players, they have issues with that. So, you know, maybe you need to slow down and just take some time to, like, okay, let's make sure I'm doing everything right, get a bunch of repetitions and doing it slower, and then gradually increase that speed little by little by little. So now you can start working on doing it fast and doing it in a way that's going to work, a way that's effective, a way that's going to get the defender shifting so you could actually sell the fake, okay? So there's a difference between fast and being rushed. Make sure, you know, you're not being rushed. You want to be fast but clean with your execution and that you're doing things right. So I'm going to answer some questions. How to get your weak hands better. Great question, and I got a video coming for you. Actually, I just had a video coming. Came out Saturday. So if, like, a lot of you guys, when you're leaving me these comments, how can I do this? How can I do this? I almost guarantee you already have a video on YouTube. So search my YouTube channel. But I literally just had a video on Saturday on things you can do to improve your weak hand with your dribbling, your finishing, all that. And I'm going to have some more stuff coming for you guys. So make sure you stay tuned. What else we got for me? How to master ball handling. That's what this video is about, man. And check out my How to Be the Best Ball Handler in the World video that just came out. Who just commented that? Alfred Gian Rice. Hopefully I said your name right, man. I probably messed it up. My bad if I did. But yeah, check out my How to Be the Best Ball Handler in the World video that came out like 2 days ago. It says on the thumbnail, building the ultimate handles. I cover, like, top to bottom the main things you really need to have, and then the things I talked about in this video are going to be like a complement to that, like a lot of the little things that players overlook that you need to make sure you have in your handles. Why do I have crazy handles while practicing, but in game I don't? Good question. Intro. The reason, it's hard for me to say, but part of it might be mental, so maybe you just need to calm down. Okay, so maybe check out my why you get nervous in games video. But the other reason for a lot of players is they don't know how to read and react to the defender, okay? And, you know, maybe in practice, and this might come back to some of the things I'm talking about in this video right now, you know, maybe in your practice, you're feeling good with your handles because you're doing a lot of more stationary type stuff, which that definitely can improve your on-the-move handles, but you got to make sure you're paying attention in the game, that you're moving your feet to get the defender moving. But then also on top of that, you got to make sure that you are reading and reacting to what the defender does. So you got to make sure when you're doing your moves, you're not just blindly doing them and not really paying attention to your spacing with the defender, that you're not paying attention to how they're moving, right? If they move this way, you want to move this way. If they move this way, you want to move this way. Always think about trying to move opposites. That's one of the big keys I try to give my players, to make things easy for reading defenders, so you don't have to look at, like, well, where's his foot, and paying attention to like that. You could start getting into that technical stuff, once you get a little more advanced and dealing with higher level defenders. But for the most part, I would just say, really try to get them moving one way and then react. Or if there's a lot of space, take the shot, right? So with your handles, it can't just be you blindly doing moves. It's got to be you, going into that situation and saying, okay, what's the defender doing and how am I going to take advantage of that? Not just, oh, I'm going to do anything that I learned in the, maybe you guys watch my YouTube videos. I'm just going to do this move no matter what. Doesn't matter, like a double behind the back into a spin move. If your defender's really far away from you, that move's a terrible move. Behind the backs and spin moves are great to do when you're close to your defender, but if you're far away, you just kind of wasted using that move, right? So pay attention to that. Oh, I got to hit you up, JC Lopez. Shout out to JC Lopez, man. You always comment on my videos. You've been a loyal fan. I love that, man. Snake, I have problems in a game because it is the typical problem where go away. I just lost your comment, man. I'm trying to scroll through on my phone here. So part of my big finger, where I do not play in the game as in practice. Could you give tips for that and the process of learning a movement and doing the game? Great. So comes back to some of the things I was just talking about, JC. Making sure you're reading the defender, making sure you're doing the moves in the right situation, right? Like, again, like there's a behind the back or a spin move. There's no reason to do that when you're far from your defender. So you have to make sure you're paying attention to the details as far as the spacing. Start focusing on the angles to get around your defender. One thing that I can give you I've been noticing with a lot of players that I've been working with this past summer is when they'll try to get past the defender. So if this is your defender, a lot of times players will come like way out here and then try to go around them. Instead, try to get real tight, clip that angle and go around them. Actually, that's a bad angle. So instead of coming around here, now your defender can slide with you and stay in front of you. But if you come around them here and then start going, now you're sealed them off, right? So when you're trying to go around your defender, a lot of times I see players that come way out here and then try to go in towards the basket. Try to just barely get around their hips and then come here. Boom, now you're in front of them. You sealed your defender, okay? So that's one tip I can give you that'll really help you with once you get past your defender to seal them. But a lot of the execution points are going to be a thing too, JC. Like maybe you're rushing your moves in games because you get nervous and then all of a sudden you're doing everything as fast as you can. Maybe slow down, make sure you're really selling those fakes, because if you start to try to just do things as fast as you can, but you're not selling a good fake, yeah, you're moving fast, but you're really not making the defender, you're not giving that defender that real good reason to move. So maybe try slowing down. Again, one thing I can give you guys is just get in more games, number one. That's going to help you a ton just by getting in more games so you can start to learn how to make those reads on defenders and all that. But number two, when you get into games, start playing around with different things, different, concepts. Say, okay, maybe I'm going to try to play more calm. Maybe I'm going to try to play a little more amped up. Maybe I'm going to try to do my moves this way. I'm going to try to make this tweak on my move. Start playing around and pick up basketball, you guys. That's one thing that helped me a ton is just, I would get in a lot of pick up basketball and I would just try stuff, and just see what works. And the more you try stuff, the more you'll start to figure out what works, what doesn't, and you'll start to encounter different types of defenders, right? Because different defenders are going to play you different ways. That's one thing I can give you guys too. Like a lot of times when you're doing a move, if you're like, like the stiff leg. I don't know if you guys have seen my stiff leg video, but I tell you in that video, that's a great move to send defenders flying. But you'll get certain defenders that just won't react to the way they're supposed to, right? So you got to learn how to, make those adjustments. So maybe next time I'll do the stiff leg and if my defender doesn't react to go flying, then boom, I'm going to cross right back over and go back in that direction. So that's something that comes from playing in a lot of games, getting a lot of pick-up basketball and playing around with different moves and also starting to figure out, how to make those adjustments based on how different defenders play you. What else we got? I can't control my ball, says Miritha Balu. I probably messed up your name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering you guys' names, man. Controlling the ball comes back to the thing I talked about in the beginning of this video. Grip the basketball with your fingers and just get lots and lots of practice in working on your different moves, your different combos, doing every possible move you can think of into another move. So in game situations, you can react and move more comfortably with it. Also, increase your ball and hand time when you're dribbling. So basically what that means is every time when you release the basketball, it's out of your hands, right? And when it's in your hand, it's in your hand. You want to increase the amount of time that the basketball is in your hand for each dribble motion. So the way you can do that is when you dribble, have a lower release point, so your hands lower to the ground, and then also catch it so your hands lower to the ground with your one-hand dribbles. And then on your crossovers, get both hands lower to the ground and get them closer together. That'll increase your ball and hand time. You'll have a better control over the basketball. So that, working on different combos and improving your grip. So the second the basketball comes in your hands, work on gripping it with your fingers. Why do I miss open layups? Please pick this one. Hello, hello. I got you. I picked you. So the why you miss layups in games? First of all, I got a video on that. So again, like you guys, a lot of things you're commenting, I got videos on this stuff. So just search my channel for why you miss layups in games, Get Handles Basketball, and you'll find that video. But one of the things I see with a lot of players is a lot of them rush it. Okay, so maybe you need to slow down on your last two steps, and on that very last step where you're jumping, then boom, explode on that one and go up strong. But like take those last two steps, like boom, boom, and explode up. Okay, so maybe just focus on that and slowing down. The other thing is, a lot of times players in games, they'll freak out about defenders being by them, right? So make sure you're keeping your eyes locked in on the backboard or the rim or whatever it is you aim for to make your layups, and really focus in on that and not worry about looking over at your defender if they're over here trying to block your shot. Your body will naturally use its peripheral vision. So I'm looking at you and I can see my hands out here, right? If you got a defender over here, your body and your eyes and your vision all kind of works naturally to be able to see them, and you'll be surprised how naturally you'll be able to make that adjustment if you got your eyes on the rim, but you can see your defender over here, and you'll be able to make that little reaction pretty easily. You'll be surprised. So keep your eyes focused on the rim. What are some counter moves when the defender doesn't move? Great question. Counter moves when the defender doesn't move. What do you think you should do? Go. Just go. If your defender's not moving, if you're like making a crossover this direction and you start to get a little angle on your defender and they're not moving, just go past them, right? They're making it easy. Like, again, like I was telling you, some of you guys, sometimes you're so worried about trying to like cross up your defender and break their ankles and do all these crazy moves. And I know I put a lot of those videos on my channel because, you know, it is fun to break ankles and stuff. But if you got a defender that's not moving, you're not going to break their ankles, guys. Just go past them. And if you go past them and beat them often enough when they're not moving, after a while, unless they're a really lazy defender or just don't care about basketball, they're going to get fed up with you getting past them and getting easy layups. It's going to make them look bad, right? So start just going past them and making your layups. Make a whole bunch of layups, whole bunch of layups, whole bunch of layups, right? Now, next time, finally, they're going to be like, okay, I'm sick of this guy beating me. Now they're going to start moving and they're going to react to your moves. But if you're just continually trying to fake them out with 50 million moves at the top of the key or out on the perimeter, they're not going to move. Because they're going to say after a while, okay, well, this dude's just like sitting up here doing moves trying to get me to fall down, right? Or move and fake me out real bad. I'm not going to move. So when they're acting that way, just go to the basket, take a layup, like that, take the simple move. And that's one thing, like a lot of players, like I feel like in basketball in general, like a lot of times when I play pickup basketball, people, I don't play as much anymore because I'm starting to get a little older, but when I play pickup basketball, I see a lot of players and they're sitting there like trying to do a million moves or you know, make these crazy passes, and it's like there's an open guy right there, or there's an open layup right there, or you have an open jump shot right here. Just make the simple play. Like, you have to make those simple plays and make the easy shot, the easy, you know, ways of getting past the defender if you want your fakes to start working. If all you're doing is faking and not actually doing, you know, a good pass or making a shot or making a layup, your defender has no reason to react to what you're doing. So pay attention to that. How to work on endurance, the dope man. One good thing I can give you for that, I think I talked about this in the last live stream, is running lines while dribbling the basketball with your weak hand. That's a great way to improve your weak hand. Touch the line every time you get to the line, just like your coach would have you run lines, but you can also work on your handles. I'm a big believer in, like, don't just work on mindless conditioning, especially if you're working on your endurance. Get some skill work in at the same time. You double the benefit of that time, right? So you're improving your weak hand, you're improving your ability to get low when you touch that line while you're dribbling, all that stuff. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Dope man says, not my weekend. This isn't about your weekend. This is your endurance, man. But this will help at the same time. So when you're doing that, the running lines, on top of that, you're improving your skills while you're improving your endurance, right? Run lines like 3-4 times, or even do full court layups down and back as fast as you can, all the way. Dribbling, dribbling, dribbling. lay up with that weak hand. I'm a lefty, so I'm showing you with my right hand. Do that, and that'll help improve your skill with that hand, your dribbling, your layups, all that while you're working on your endurance. One other thing you might want to check out, though, that'll help with your endurance and also your strength and a little bit of your power, Tabata workouts. T-A-B-A-T-A, intense. 20-minute workout. You will get, like, the best, like, you will be just, like, dead after those workouts if you're doing it the right way. So look that up and give that a try. There's a lot of different variations you can do it. It's more of a workout format. It's basically, I think it's trying to remember how it works. Haven't done it in a while. It's 20 seconds, so you like do 20 seconds of push-ups, 10 seconds rest. Another 20 seconds of push-ups, 10 seconds rest. You do that for 8 times, and then I think you get like a minute break, and then you do that with another exercise. So like sit-ups, 20 seconds of sit-ups, 10 seconds rest. Do that 8 times, then you get another minute break. And you do that with one more exercise, minute break, one more exercise, 1 minute break. So you're doing 4 exercises with that 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8-time format. You knock out that for 20 minutes, you're going to get your chest breathing heavy, your muscles tired, all that. You're gonna get a crazy workout. So yeah, give that a try. How do I use the spin move effectively? Man, I got what's your name? Your username? Uyu22. Dude, I got like probably like 5 videos on how to do the spin move. So mainly you want to be tight to your defender, but just check out my videos. Just search get handles basketball spin move, and you will find, I think I got like literally at least 3 videos. I know for sure I got like 3, maybe 4 videos, because people always are asking me on it. So you know, check that out. That'll help you a ton. I go over like every detail: hand positioning, where you should be on the defender, when you should do the spin move, where it works well on the court. Those videos go hardcore in it, so check those out. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit here, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get 1 or 2 questions in here yet. I'm quick with the ball, but I can't. I'm quick with the ball, but I can't get consistent. Any help, Richard R? I don't really know what you mean, man. I think you're saying you're quick with your handles, but you're not consistent. What I'm gonna say is maybe you're rushing, so maybe work on just slowing down a little bit, and working on the execution details. Because a lot of players I see, again, like they'll try to do everything as fast as they can, and they're not really selling their fakes. They're just moving really quick. But the defender's like your body's moving all these different directions, and the basketball on your feet, and now the defender can't really get a read on it, right? So they're not gonna really get sold on your fakes, okay? So maybe just slow down a little bit, focus on your execution. And if you're quick, I mean, a lot of times, you know, don't worry so much about trying to, you know, sell fakes. Just, if you're quick, just go past them, right? I mean, if that's an advantage you have over people, just take advantage of it right away. Like, don't mess around trying to do a million moves at the top of the key. Just go past them. So that's one thing that'll help you a lot. Sean Filipino says, how do I become faster? I'm gonna have a video. Forgot when it's coming out. I think this week. I'm editing it right now. Speaking of which, I'm gonna give you guys an update on some things coming this week. But I got a video coming this week on how to get faster with like your feet, your footwork, to move quicker on offense and defense. It's gonna help you with everything, off the dribble, all that. But also I'm gonna have, I already do have, I should say, a bunch of videos on how to dribble the basketball faster. So if you want to know how to dribble faster, just search get handles basketball, how to dribble faster, and I got you covered on that. What NBA team do you like? Good question, Brandon Logan. And I want to get a little NBA talk in here right quick at the end. I'm a Bucks fan because I'm from Wisconsin, about an hour north of Milwaukee. Giannis is going to be MVP in like a year or 2. Quote me on that. But also on the NBA tip, crazy moves this offseason, right? Paul George, now Carmelo joining the Thunder. Insane. I like the Warriors. Yes, I do. I'm a fan of just basketball, right? Good teams. I like watching good basketball. But overall, I'm a Bucks fan. And then also that Kyrie trade. That's insane, right? So lot of crazy stuff happened this offseason. Getting a little off topic though. So want to wrap this video up real quick, guys, with one last thing. Why do you get nervous when in a game? Please answer, Ignited Flames. I got a video on that, dude. Check it out. Search Get Handles Basketball. Why you get nervous in games? That video's got you covered. You'll see a lot of tips in there that'll help you learn how to calm down and just play with confidence. So check that video out. But this week, you guys, again, I'm trying to do some new stuff for you guys. I got a killer crossover combo workout with 10 different crossover combos for beginner to advanced. I show you a whole bunch of different ways of doing each combo. So there's different ways you can practice it and also different ways you can do it in games. 10 different ones. It's going to be like a 5-minute video, so it just knocks out showing you how to do them, trying some different things for you guys. But some deadly combos, and that's going to be coming... I haven't figured out when. Wednesday, Thursday, or Saturday next week, but you guys are going to dig that. So make sure you check that video out. It's going to help you get a lot of sick crossover moves and combos down to beat your defenders, create space for shots, all that, and a bunch of different ways to practice them, whether you got a little bit space to work with so you can do them more stationary, or if you got a whole gym to work with. I show you how to do them both ways, and it's just going to be kind of showing me doing them, not me talking like in the typical video, just like slow motion and then showing me do it full speed. So I think you guys are going to dig that a lot. And then also, what else I got? I got the footwork quickness video coming this next week. And then one more yet. I'm not sure what it's going to be quite yet. And I'm going to try to get you guys a little bit more how to be explosive. That's the footwork video. I got to have little Leo. So the footwork one I was just telling you about that's coming this week. Check that out. And then I'm also going to try to get you guys some... more game footage type stuff, because a lot of you guys are... Ooh, I'm going to answer your question, Sleety, because you're always commenting on my videos, and you've been a good supporter. But I'm also going to try to get you guys some more game footage, because you guys really responded to that last one, so it seems like you guys are digging it. I'm traveling 2 by 4, 20 minutes by bus every day to get to the team practice. What can I do on the bus to get better? Oh, I just lost your comment, man. There we go. What can I do on the bus to get better? I'm doing meditation, but it's difficult to do there. Great question. So yeah, meditation can be tough to do if you're on a bus where there's a lot of people and there's a lot of noise, a lot of stuff going on, or the bus is bumpy. One thing that might help with that, if you're trying to do that, is maybe, get some headphones and get some like calming music, or, something real soothing to just keep your mind blank, or just even some noise canceling headphones, or something that'll block out the noise and just don't even have any music going. That's one thing you could do. But one other thing you could do too is start thinking about mentally some of the details you want to focus on, so you can start thinking about, this is what I want to do in my practice today. This is what I want to, the details I want to focus on with my crossover, whatever the case may be. These are the things I want to work on. Or you can start doing some visualization, thinking about different game situations and how you want to start react to them, or if my defender does this, this is what I'm going to do. Or if you have a game coming up and there's a certain defender that's going to guard you and they like to play you a certain way that kind of bothers you, think about solutions for that, right? If there's a defender that pressures you, you're like, okay, how am I going to handle this? So now you're that step ahead going into the game, and now you can get something out of that time. Like, I'm a big believer in that. Like me, obviously, I'm always focusing on things with basketball, but also I have a training business, right? So when I'm driving in my car, I'm always listening to business audio books, or different things about confidence, mentality, things like that. I'm always trying to feed my mind stuff in that time, so when I'm driving, I'm not just wasting that time. I literally don't listen to much music anymore. I used to be a big music fan, but I just don't listen anymore because I'm always trying to feed my mind new information and ways to make myself a better person, better in business, better at basketball. So that's something you guys can do in your time, instead of just when you're chilling out or driving somewhere, or if you're riding in the car, figuring out ways to make yourself better mentally. That's a part of basketball and just life in general. I think a lot of people overlook. They'll spend too much time, watching TV or watching, I don't even, this might surprise you guys, but I don't watch a lot of NBA basketball. I'll watch, a game here and there just to keep in the understanding of the way the offenses are running and the flow and all that. But besides that, I'm always working. I'd rather focus, my focus is skill training, right? So I watch more okay, I'll watch a highlight and be like, okay, how did he execute this move? Why did it work? Or what are some ways we can work to develop this move, right? I spend more of my time training myself and trying to find new things that are direct as far as ways to help players improve. So, I'm always finding ways to improve myself, and you guys should be doing that same thing, right? Watch a little bit of NBA basketball, but if you're going to do that, do it with a purpose. Watch it okay, to watch a certain player, how is he getting open to get the ball? How's he crossing over to get his defender to move, right? Paying attention to details and not just watching it for entertainment's sake. Watch it for information's sake, okay? So you can watch that. Two people can watch that same game in completely different ways. So try to be the kind of player that watches those games trying to get more information, okay, what's something I can get out of this? What's a way I can improve? In fact, at my Superstar Handle sessions that we had this last summer, we had a whole section for about an hour, probably about a half hour, where we watched NBA highlight videos, and we would play a little bit, pause, play a little bit, pause, and I would go through the players okay, what's he gonna do next? Why did he do this? how did he, you know, make a reaction based on the defender, right? So all those little things are things that you can do, not even just watching NBA games, but watching, you know, YouTube highlights, or again, you can watch some of my videos where I actually break things down and just so you don't have to try to figure it out, and I just show you how to do it, all that stuff. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. I'm starting to lose my voice. We're about 30 minutes here, so got a nice little session in here. I'm going to try to get in on another live stream next week sometime. I'll schedule it like 24 hours ahead of time, so you guys got a heads up. But you're welcome, Sleety. But yeah, I'm going to try to get in on this about a week from now, maybe a little less, a little more, but somewhere in there so I can get in for you guys. But for sure, we'll have new regular YouTube videos coming on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, teaching you how to do some stuff. And then Friday, I might, if I can find some game footage on my computer, try to sneak some more game footage in there for you guys, to help you guys out with some more entertainment side of things, because I know you guys have been asking for some more of that. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you guys found these questions helpful. Okay, hold on, one more, because this guy looks upset. David Bourne, no, I just wanted my question answered. Chat real quick your question one more time, because I didn't catch it before. It's my bad if I'm not getting you guys' questions, because they come through so quick and I can't get everybody's. I wish I could. I'll get one last question and just shoot it in the chat box real quick for me, David Bourne, and I will get it for you. James Harden dribbling in the chair. I had one a while ago, you guys, on how to dribble, work on your handles at home. Check that out if you want to do that James Harden thing. I got it in that video. I forgot your username already. The one that wanted your question answered. Leave me your comment. I think it was Jason Bourne. What was your name? I'm trying to find you, dude. Yeah, David Bourne, not Jason Bourne. I got an action movie star on my live stream, right? David Bourne. Leave me your question, dude. David Bourne. Yeah, thank you, the dope man, for the correction. David Bourne, leave me your comment. I'm like shouting you out here and everything, man. Otherwise, I got 30 seconds. I'm gonna close this live stream. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, David. All right, man. I gotta go. I'm starting to lose my voice. Hopefully I'll get your question on the next one, David. Yeah, so hopefully you get on the next live stream. And I can help you guys out with some more questions. Try to get as many as you can. So I'm sorry if any of you guys, if I didn't get your question. I try to get you guys as many as I can, but I want to be able to explain everything to that. I'm just like giving you a 2-word answer and then like, okay, next. I want to give you guys some good answers. So hopefully you guys found this helpful, and I will be coming back to you soon, about a week or so. Next stream, Clive says, yeah, about a week from now, maybe next Sunday, Monday, not this Monday, but the next week, probably somewhere in there, maybe Tuesday. So I'll put something on my channel though, as far as like an event. I think it shows up in your guys' feed. I hope it does. I still don't completely understand how this live stream stuff works yet. I'm learning with you guys, but hopefully you guys will get a notification when that'll come out. I'll try to get it up about 24 hours before, at least, somewhere in there. Oh, David Board said how to read a defender. I covered that in this video, man. I covered it a ton. So check out, when the videos, I think in like an hour from now, you'll be able to rewatch the video. I cover a lot about that, but basically, move your body. Okay, I'll just give you a quick recap. Move your body one way, and hopefully if you do that, your defender will move that way with you. So if I move this way, my defender's probably going to move this way too, right? Well, if I move this way and he doesn't move, then I'm going to go. That's the easiest way to read your defender. If I move this way and he starts moving this way, boom, I'm going to come back this way, right? So if I get him moving one way, I'm going to move the opposite. So always think about, I got you, David, the dope man. Appreciate that, the dope man. Thanks for hooking him up. Thanks for the help, man. But yeah, so think about opposites. Move one way, and if your defender doesn't react, just keep going. If he does react, boom, start moving the opposite. Okay? So that's the easiest way. That keeps it simple. You don't have to worry so much about, oh, how do I read his feet and all this. Like if you try to make it really dab, man. Dab. Now, if you try to make it really complicated, it's gonna be hard, right? And in a game situation, you don't always have time to think about all that little stuff. I mean, the more you get better at it, the more you do it, you'll get better at it. But at the end of the day, the main thing that you need to focus on is moving one way and then moving the opposite when your defender doesn't, or if he doesn't move, just keep going. Someone else said dab, dab. All right. I'm out of here, guys. Say chicken tootie. Just said it. All right. High five. I'll talk to you guys later. Flex. I got to get back in the gym. My muscles are getting a little weak right now. I got to start hitting the weights a little more. All right. Good hanging out with you guys. Had some fun. We'll do it again soon. About a week. All right. Thanks, guys.